All right, it is currently 4th of July at about 8:20. I just woke up, if you couldn't tell. I had my sleeping bag with me, but I just took it off. It's 4th of July, and I don't really have any plans. I know that I want to start working out at like 2, so I'll eat lunch at about 12, give my food some time to rest, and then start working out. And I looked at the 4th of July events around here in San Diego and Ocean Beach, and they don't seem bad, but all of them involve like food caterers and stuff you have to pay for. And I'm kind of trying to save money, at least right now, until I can hook up with the temp agencies. I have a meeting on the 13th with one of them in San Francisco. So I decided I'll probably just hang out here, which isn't the worst idea because I got a pretty good view of the skyline here, and I think I can actually get some good fireworks visuals just from right here. So I'm kind of lucky because that's basically what you'd be getting anywhere else. But you have the addition of not having to spend money, and I got all kinds of food in my car here. Probably make a salad or something like that, but I'll probably check in with you later, and then I'll give you the update on what's all happened. All right, check it. All right, so I just finished lunch, and now I'm on my way to the Ocean Beach, actual beach area, to go swim and chill out and enjoy the sun just for a little bit. Now, this morning had 3 major events, I guess you could say. The first of which is that I woke up and my phone and all my appliances have been super low on charge. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go find somewhere to charge it. And I went to the library and I searched around the park. But since it's 4th of July, a lot of the amenities are closed. So I couldn't find a charger, but I'm hoping tomorrow, since it's not 4th of July, the library will be open and I'll be able to get some internet and use some appliances. The second big thing is that I took out my drone for the first time and actually used it. I've taken it out before and looked at the regulations and taken the smart, but I haven't actually flown it. So today was the first day and I got some fun photos, but they're not the best, but it was my first time. If you go to my blog, landstreicherblog.com, which is linked below, you will be able to see those photos. Again, they're not great, but it's my first time. And then I read some James Bond Casino Royale, and that's been my day so far. I'll give you an update later, but I'm looking forward to 4th of July and fireworks. See ya. All right, so I know I said I'd give you a scoop later on once the fireworks had started. They have not started yet, but throughout the course of my day, I have 2 kind of stories, I guess, that happened to me that I felt like sharing before later when I'll give you my final update. I don't want to backload all the stories. So my first story is that I'm here at Robb Field Park in Ocean Beach. It's kind of like my temporary headquarters. And I was parked over by a baseball field and a bathroom. And I was just enjoying lunch. I figured I'd heat my stuff up on the dash here. And all of a sudden this van pulled up pretty quickly right beside me. It wasn't anything super to be alarmed of. I just figured it was a guy that had parked to use the bathroom. But then right behind him, a cop pulled up and he was actually pulled over. And normally you'd think, okay, he was just pulled over, not a big deal. But he ended up actually getting arrested and they put him in cuffs, and it was 2 cops, and then they threw him in the patrol car. And I don't know the details of what he was being charged with. However, he seemed like he might be a little high, just a guess. And the cops were searching his car after they threw him in the patrol car. So my guess is probably some type of drugs. Again, I don't really know. He had a surfboard on top. I'm thinking that's it, but they were right next to me, and when they opened his driver's side door, his door blocked my rear view mirror on my right side, so I actually couldn't leave until like 30 minutes, which was fine because I was eating. But after about 30 minutes, the cop was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, you mind if I move? And then he shut the door for me to move, and then I got out. But that was kind of a crazy experience. Nothing too amazing happened. I was kind of on guard the whole time. Not because necessarily anything bad would happen, but you never know how people get with the cops. So I was ready to ditch out of there. Or, I don't know, shit hit the fan. And then my second story happened just like 30 minutes ago. So I finished my workout and I came into the car and noticed that none of my lights were on. My clock was out, my indicator lights were off, and my odometer was also like completely blank. And at that point I was like, okay, shit, battery's dead. So there was actually a van parked 2 spaces over, and I asked the guy inside to help me. His name was Justin, and he got out and helped me. And I think one of my lights in here is set on like a temporary, so that whenever I open the door or shut it, it turns on. And I think since it was so light out, I didn't see that. And then it burned out the battery. So Justin helped me out, and then we were done. And we talked for a little bit, like a good 30 minutes, and he's cool. He's also living the bohemian lifestyle, and it was just a really nice conversation. Got to meet another like-minded person. But then we said our goodbyes, and then I got back in the car and the battery was dead again. And I think it's because we didn't let it run for enough, and I turned it off while we were sitting and talking, which was kind of dumb. I should have kept it on. But anyways, it was turned off, so we had to re-jump start the car. This time, I think we're in the good. I left it running for quite a while, and then I took it for a drive to make sure that battery recharged. Anyways, first time having to jump start my car, which is, I guess, kind of a big deal, but overall it went pretty smoothly, and I got to meet a new person out of it. So I'll give you guys a final update later when fireworks are going, and then I'll probably go to bed after that. Out. All right, hey, I know the lighting's not great in here or super entertaining, so I'll make this one quick, but this will be my last video blog of the day. I got to see some fireworks. Those were fun. I've never been a huge firework guy. I think they're fun for a little bit, but I don't know. They kind of get samey to me after a little bit. I met this girl named Grace, who I think was kind of a tweaker. She kept me company for a little bit, but eventually I was like, hey, I'm just going to roll out of here and find a spot to park and sleep. So, I mean, it was an eventful day, let me say the least. She was a weird chick, but at least she kept me company a little bit. Anyways, this is Elam Branham, Landstreicher, out.